Ever wondered why she suddenly pulled away? It's not always because of something you did wrong. It might be what you stopped doing. In today's video, we'll dive into the psychology behind reigniting a woman's interest, uncovering the key reasons you may have lost it, and most importantly, how to win it back. Emotional intelligence is the cornerstone of any successful relationship, whether romantic, familial, or professional. It is not merely about understanding others, but also about understanding oneself. Without self-awareness, emotional regulation, empathy, and effective communication, relationships can become strained, shallow, or even destructive. The first step in cultivating emotional intelligence is developing self-awareness. You must learn to recognize your emotional patterns, triggers, and tendencies. Many people go through life reacting impulsively without understanding why they feel the way they do. They let emotions dictate actions without stopping to reflect. This lack of introspection leads to misunderstandings and conflicts. To counteract this, take time to identify and name your emotions as they arise. Labeling feelings such as anger, sadness, or frustration reduces their intensity and helps you respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. Building emotional intelligence further requires mastering the art of emotional regulation. Feeling an emotion is natural. Allowing it to control you is a choice. For instance, when faced with conflict, it's tempting to lash out or withdraw. However, emotionally intelligent individuals pause, assess, and choose responses that align with their values and goals, rather than reacting on autopilot. Practicing techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, or simply taking a moment to step away from the situation can significantly enhance emotional control. Remember, emotional regulation does not mean suppressing emotions. It means managing them effectively so that they don't harm you or others. Empathy is another critical component of emotional intelligence. Empathy involves stepping into another person's shoes and truly understanding their perspective. However, many misunderstand empathy as simply agreeing with someone or feeling sorry for them. In reality, it's about actively listening, observing nonverbal cues, and validating their experiences. For example, if a partner expresses frustration about their workday, a response like, "That sounds really overwhelming, I can see why you'd feel that way," communicates understanding and connection. Empathy does not demand that you fix their problems or take on their emotions as your own. It requires you to acknowledge and honor their feelings without judgment. Effective communication is the next essential skill in emotional intelligence. Communication is not just about speaking, but also about listening, interpreting, and responding appropriately. Many people believe they are good listeners simply because they remain silent while someone else talks. True listening, however, involves active engagement. This means giving your full attention, avoiding interruptions, and reflecting on what the other person says. Paraphrasing or summarizing their words ensures that you've understood their perspective correctly. For instance, saying, "So you're saying that you felt left out when we made plans without you?" not only clarifies their feelings, but also shows that you care enough to truly understand them. In addition to listening, how you express yourself matters immensely. Many people struggle with expressing their emotions constructively, often resorting to blame or criticism. Instead, focus on using I statements to communicate your feelings without assigning fault. For example, saying, "I felt hurt when you canceled our plans last minute because I was really looking forward to spending time together," is far more effective than "You're so inconsiderate for canceling." The former fosters dialogue, while the latter invites defensiveness and conflict. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Tone, timing, and nonverbal cues play significant roles in ensuring your message is received as intended. Building trust is another cornerstone of emotional intelligence in relationships. Trust is not given, it is earned through consistent actions, honesty, and reliability. Broken trust can damage even the strongest relationships, making it essential to practice transparency and integrity. This means following through on promises, admitting mistakes, and being open about your feelings and intentions. For instance, if you've hurt someone, apologizing sincerely and taking responsibility demonstrates emotional maturity. Avoid excuses or justifications, as they can undermine the authenticity of your apology. Instead, focus on acknowledging the impact of your actions and committing to doing better in the future. Conflict resolution is a natural extension of emotional intelligence, as no relationship is immune to disagreements. However, the way conflicts are handled can either strengthen or weaken a relationship. Emotionally intelligent individuals approach conflicts as opportunities for growth rather than battles to be won. This means prioritizing mutual understanding over being right. Start by identifying the root cause of the conflict instead of focusing on surface-level issues. For example, an argument about household chores might stem from deeper feelings of imbalance or unappreciation. Addressing these underlying emotions fosters resolution and connection. During conflicts, it's crucial to manage defensiveness. Many people instinctively react to criticism with denial or counterattacks, which only escalates tension. Instead, practice openness and curiosity. If someone expresses dissatisfaction, ask questions to better understand their perspective. For example, saying, "Can you help me understand why you feel that way?" diffuses tension and shows a willingness to collaborate. Additionally, focus on solutions rather than dwelling on the problem. Brainstorming together demonstrates that you value the relationship and are committed to finding common ground. Another important aspect of emotional intelligence is setting and respecting boundaries. Boundaries are not about pushing people away, but about creating a framework for healthy interactions. They clarify expectations, prevent misunderstandings, and protect your emotional well-being. However, setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable, especially if you fear rejection or conflict. To overcome this, remember that boundaries are acts of self-respect, not selfishness. Communicate them assertively, but kindly. For example, saying, "I need some alone time to recharge after work, but I'd love to spend time with you later this evening," conveys your needs without diminishing the other person's importance. Respecting others' boundaries is equally vital. If someone sets a boundary, honor it without taking it personally. For instance, if a friend declines an invitation because they need time for themselves, respect their decision instead of pressuring them or feeling rejected. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing that boundaries are not about excluding you, but about maintaining balance and well-being. Self-compassion is another often overlooked aspect of emotional intelligence. Many people are kind and empathetic toward others, but harshly critical of themselves. This inner dialogue can erode self-esteem and hinder personal growth. Practicing self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. For example, if you make a mistake, instead of berating yourself with thoughts like, "I'm so stupid," reframe it as, "I made a mistake, but I can learn from this and do better next time." Self-compassion fosters resilience and helps you navigate challenges with grace. Emotional intelligence also involves recognizing and managing emotional triggers. Triggers are deeply rooted emotional reactions often tied to past experiences or unresolved issues. Identifying your triggers requires introspection and honesty. Ask yourself why certain situations provoke strong reactions. For instance, if you feel disproportionately upset when someone interrupts you, it might stem from past experiences of feeling unheard. Once you understand your triggers, you can develop strategies to manage them effectively. This might involve pausing to reflect before reacting or seeking professional support to work through unresolved emotions. Another key component of emotional intelligence is adaptability. Life and relationships are unpredictable, and rigid expectations can lead to frustration and disappointment. Emotionally intelligent individuals embrace change and view challenges as opportunities to grow. For example, if your partner's career demands more of their time, instead of resenting the situation, explore ways to adapt and support each other. Flexibility in relationships demonstrates maturity and strengthens the bond by showing that you can navigate life's ups and downs together. Gratitude is another powerful tool for enhancing emotional intelligence in relationships. It's easy to take loved ones for granted, especially in long-term relationships where routines can overshadow appreciation. Practicing gratitude means actively recognizing and expressing appreciation for the positive aspects of your relationships. This can be as simple as saying, "Thank you for always being there for me," or leaving a note to express your appreciation. Gratitude not only strengthens relationships, but also shifts your focus toward positivity, which enhances overall emotional well-being.